Good morning. Welcome. It's Lagos Talks 91.3. It is time for your financial literacy program. It's time for Everyday Money Matters. And I like to get this out of the way. Remember, EMM is a financial literacy program, and as such, answers to questions should not be considered as financial advice, but merely the opinions of our guests. Kindly consult your financial advisor for your personal, business, financial related issues. But if you're looking at how to raise money, grow money, or you have questions about finances, well, this is the place to find that clarity. It's Everyday Money Matters, and you are welcome. Be a part of this show and this conversation. Call into the show through these numbers. There's 0809 191 3913, and of course 0809 222 0913. Also there's 0809 234 5913. We're also on social media, but more importantly, our webinar is live. Everyday Money Matters is live online. Go to @Lagos Talks 913 on Twitter. Just click on the link, or go to Nairametrics, click on the link, and you can be transported into the show live online. We already have a couple of participants. You can ask your questions directly, anonymously, if you don't want people to know the millions that you have. So these are ways you can get involved. Of course, we have our money team in the building. Ugodre, Obichuku. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Hey, my brother, I'm good. I'm good.
What's
trying
really
to
going on?
trying to tap into your what is it that pastors call it again?
What's
Your
vibe.
when you tap
Vibe.
Sorry?
Well, I know they don't call it a vibe, but they should. A vibe.
No, they don't call it a vibe. Is it your blessing or your anointing? That's the word.
Yes.
That's the word. They're trying to tap into your anointing.
Please, tap on. But you can also, share some money so that the anointing can flow easily. You understand? Welcome, Ugodre. Right, let's jump straight into it. Now, a lot's happened. There have been tariff increases, removal of subsidy. It's caused so much. But I want to ask this question, just for the people, because I know a couple of people have brought this up. What are the effects of this subsidy removal on our economy? Is this for the best, or is it just a waste of time? And is it possible that the government can cut its coat and still be able to fund the economy in the way we're looking to do?
Mr. Fossady, you missed out on our economic summit this Saturday. It was actually quite immense, and you missed out. Anyway, for anybody else who missed out, check Nairametrics website or check Nairametrics YouTube page. We have a full recorded broadcast of that a beautiful event. Yeah, so
nice.
we talked a lot about the economy and what to expect in the future. So you want to probably check it out on Nairametrics YouTube page. And on my Instagram page, I did a 10 minutes video on fuel subsidy, and I try to explain the rationale behind it, as well as the increase in the electricity tariff. So you can also go there as well, and then you catch me explaining that. But to respond to your question, can the government cushion the effects? Is that your question?
That's on the one hand, but can they, without removing the subsidy, fund the economy just by tightening their belts to say, okay, we're going to cut out the number of aides we have, cut off the number of salaries and extras? Can the country truly run on just whittling down the size of the economy? The size of
I don't think so, Sadiq, because if you ask yourself, how much exactly do you think you can save from there? Do you know? Nobody knows. How much are you going to save by cutting? So, I support cutting cost of running government, but let's don't think that that's enough to cover for subsidy payment and all subsidy payment. Exactly. Government doesn't just have that money anymore. I used to be for subsidy because I kind of thought that I kind of always believe that it's a way of social security for Nigerians, right? But we're no longer in that. These things, social security. You would support social security if you have an economy that is that can pay for its bills, right? Or you have a single currency, you have a reserve currency like the US. We don't have a reserve currency like the US, so we can't print our way. We can't collect debt endlessly to fund all these things. So it's not just there, and that's really the fact. The government can't afford it anymore, and I think everybody can see the government books. It's out there, you can see it, and you just can't afford it, right? So we're left to ourselves. But what I do expect from the government, though, is you got to also show Nigerians that you are looking to cut your budget as well. You're looking to cut your expenditure. Just, it's a sign that you're also, going through the same hard times that Nigerians are going through. It doesn't make sense when you see Nigerians suffering and then you see government officials riding on very expensive cars.
Very true.
Still wasting money, in Abuja there. So people don't like things like that, right? Because they are taking the pains and, they are suffering, making a lot of the sacrifices. So they would expect to see similar sacrifices from the government authority. Exactly. And that's really it. So, and it's for the optics, it's important that government also shows that they are not wasteful.
Leading by example, pretty much.
Leading by example, exactly. And the interesting thing is that in one of the sessions that we had on Saturday, this was also kind of brought up. We discussed it there, and it was like, look, we can't. Nigeria can't afford to pay subsidy anymore. Yeah, we really can't afford it. We just have to look for other ways. We have to look for other ways to manage. And then one of the panelists did mention that I think his name is Andrew Nevin, chief economist of PwC. He did say that maybe it's time government considers paying some of the oil proceeds directly to Nigerians, right, through conditional transfers. Yeah, so you can
like
what
Angola was trying to do, or what they wanted to do before their own removal. Interesting.
Who is that?
Angola, because I heard
exactly.
They wanted
Yeah. So just let Nigerians see the money. So if you're removing fuel subsidy, then why don't you just transfer some of that money directly to Nigerians, and
that would also help boost the economy, because if more people are spending, then money is moving around and circulating, then we might not have the damage in the third quarter that we're expecting.
Well, exactly. So that's the that can help alleviate a lot of all the sufferings, because if you give if you spend 500 billion naira to Nigeria, if you share 500 billion naira to the 80 million of the poorest Nigerians, do you know how much that is to each person? Do you know how much that is for each person?
No, how much is that?
If you decide to share 500 billion to 80 million Nigerians,
it's enough money. Let's just put it like that, for each person.
That's 6,250 naira, Sadiq.
But if all of those people spend that money in this short space of time, it would cause for movement, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't have any data to prove that, but perhaps it will.
Fantastic. Right, let's go into the questions, because I'm sure many people want to have their questions answered today. Let's start with this one. It says, hi, Nairametrics, what savings plan and investment can I set up for my children? Do you actually want to be saving? Or do you want to be investing?
Yeah, I think it's good to save for your kids. It's important to save for them. There are a number of savings plans offered by banks for kids. The only problem I have with them is that the interest rates are very low. So if you need to understand what you're saving for your children for. Are you saving so that they can, maybe when they are 18, have some money in their account they can access? Or do you just want to, put out some investments for them, and which can be in the name of a trust for your kids. So if you want to save for your kids, I still remember my mom, several years ago, where I think when I turned when I was 16 or 18, she handed me my pass. She took me to the bank. I handed me my passbook. Yeah, so that excitement is still there. Like I think it was probably 50, 20 naira or 40 naira back then. I can't remember, but I can't remember I was there. But my God, it was awesome. It was just awesome, that feeling. So yeah, for that kind of feeling, you can like put money for them in an account, and and they can have that feeling as well. But if you're looking for some kind of investments, you'd have to invest. There are limited places in Nigeria though where you can invest in these days. So, but top of my ranking would always be very good stocks. There are good stocks that pay dividend every year. So I think that's a good way to invest for your kids. Yeah. You don't look at the share price when you buy those stocks. I'll only suggest buy those stocks when shares are down. So buy them. Don't bother yourself with the share price. Just pick the dividend and reinvest the dividend for them, or withdraw the dividend and then put it in the account for them.
Because you're expecting
that's
growth
a good way of investing.
years, not necessarily.
Yeah. So there are a lot of very bad stocks, but there are still very good ones out there that these companies are going to be around for another 10 years and they're going to be well run. They're going to be profitable, So you can, pick up some of those stocks for your kids, and they're not that expensive now compared to say 10 years ago, 15 years ago. These stocks are actually quite cheap. So, and there's no better time to pick them up than now. So, pick up some of those stocks away for your kids. And then, you can also invest in very good mutual funds. There are some good mutual funds out there. If the price is right, invest in them and then stash them away for your kids as well. So that they can, when they grow, they can, always access them. Of course, if you have deep pockets like Sadiq, you can go buy a house, and
Amen.
buy a property or a land somewhere. Land is very, very good investment to have for your kids. So if you buy a land somewhere, you know that by the time they turn 18, the value of that land would have been risen significantly.
Well, depending on the area you're buying.
Depending on the area, of course, because there are some areas that the land value is still the same way today. 20 years ago.
Nothing is happening.
So,
well,
but there are some areas that you buy. So those are the kind of investments I think. So just to recap, so investments for your kids, so that when they grow by 18, they can cash in. It's one, very good stocks, good value stocks. You can follow Nairametrics Stock Select newsletter. We do recommend or include stocks, very good stocks on our portfolio. Secondly, mutual funds, solid mutual funds. We also often issue out mutual funds that you can buy. And then lastly, property, either land or building, if you have the money. Land is probably cheaper because there's still some land you can buy 2.5 million, between 2.5 to 5 million in some locations that will grow. So those kind of land you can always put aside for your kids, and you rest assured that they will be proud and very happy and be grateful for thinking about them when they were toddlers and young.
Brilliant. And they can get that wonderful 20 Naira feeling that you had. Brilliant.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
Let's move on to the next question. Says, hi, Ugo. What is a green bond and how does it benefit agricultural firms? What's a green bond?
Green bonds are bonds that are where the funds or the proceeds are targeted at investing in green things, like things that are investments that are favorable to the earth, right? So not investment, like renewables and things like this. Could be farming, farming, agriculture, things that don't harm the earth, that are very natural.
Like growing crops for biofuel,
exactly,
like
things like that.
Things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are green bonds, and I think Nigeria has a few of them as well. So if you're somebody who is for green earth, for earth preservation and things like that, then green bonds should be something that you would like to invest in, and that's what they're for, really. They are not bonds for oil and gas or banking or
but
something else.
You can make a profit. Or is it more about the...
Oh, yes. There are bonds, so they pay you return.
Okay.
They pay you return.
So it's more about the
they pay you a decent return.
That if you want to
yes.
in a particular way, then you go for green bonds. Okay, that's interesting.
Exactly.
We have to go on a very short break. Right after the break, we'll continue to take your questions. Don't forget, you can be a part of this show live right here online. The webinar's going on. Just go to @LagosTalks913, click on the link, or you can go to Nairametrics directly, click on the link there, and you'll be transported directly into the show. We have to go on a very short break. We'll be right back after this. Your questions will continue. Everyday Money Matters continues right after this.
Commission era.
Yes. That's right. Welcome back to Everyday Money Matters, your financial literacy program. We have Ugodre Obichukwu in the building. And of course, I'm here to take your questions. Remember, you can be a part of this broadcast live. We are right now broadcasting a webinar to the whole world. Want to be a participant? Go to Nairametrics or Lagos Talks 913 and just click the link. Welcome back, Ugodre. What's going on? Right.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Questions. So third question here. Do we have, actually, there's a question from one of our participants. Oh, no, it says, hi, I'm interested in what exactly, Daniel? Just hit us up and I'll be able to answer your question. But there's this one here. It says, why is the market capitalization of the NSE so low compared to other similar African countries and even countries with fewer listed companies? What's happening with that, Ugodre?
Yeah, my brother, but I beg to wonder sometimes too, but market capitalization is basically a representation of the value of all the stocks that are quoted on the exchange. And as it is, market capitalization is not very good. It's not very, it's not huge. So, yeah, and remember what I said earlier, that if you're going to invest in stocks, now is probably the time, because a lot of stocks are very cheap, and market capitalization basically is how investors value stocks. And there's a very popular multiple that is used. It's called price earnings multiple. So price earnings multiple basically is if that Sadiq's business, right, that's his dead business, if the company makes 100 naira profit, right, Sadiq, and I say that I want to buy it for 1,000 naira, okay, then it means the price earnings multiple of your business is 10 times, right? So price earnings multiple, so 10 times. So the price is 10 times the earnings. That's why it's called price earnings multiple.
Okay.
Yeah. So the price earnings multiple for a lot of very big Nigerian companies, especially banks, are less than 7 times. Which in the days of the stock market boom, it was like 30 times, 25 times. Yeah. So it just shows you that a lot of Nigerian stocks, their multiples are very low. I think on an average, we're probably on like maybe 11 or 12% or something, or less. But most stocks have very, very low price earnings multiple, very low. Some have 2, some have 1. So that speaks to market valuation, and that's why you see that market valuation is very, very low for Nigerian stock exchange. So that's the thing. But for most other countries, and if you want to compare to the US, my God, market valuation is huge there, because their price earnings multiple is over 30 times, 35 times, 40 times. Yeah. If you go and look at stocks like Tesla, Amazon, their multiples are very high, some even over 100. Right. Yeah. Because people just assign very astronomical values to the stocks. Yeah. And at the end of the day, a stock is as valuable as, or is, the stock's price is as priced as what investors want to buy. So want to pay for it. Yeah. So which includes speculation and a lot of things. So, but as an investor, you got to ask yourself, what exactly is the true value of a stock that you're buying, right? Are you overpaying for it or not? So if you want to go and buy a 2-bedroom flat in Lagos and they tell you to go and pay 200 million for it, I guess the question you ask yourself, is it in Banana Island? Is the house on top of the water?
Exactly.
Is it floating in the sky? Right.
Can the house wash your clothes for you and find you another wife?
Exactly. So that's the thing. So stocks are like that too. So you have to ask yourself, why am I paying so much for it? Is it really worth that much? Because if you're buying 200 million naira two-bedroom flat in, say, where's that your location again, right? Where's that thing? Cameroon, exactly.
Yes. Just
In that
beside
Cameroon area. Are you ever going to be able to recover your money in 5-10 years time? Unlikely, because a two-bedroom flat around there is not worth 200 million. So you gotta look at stocks like that as well. So don't overpay for stocks, because when you overpay for stocks, you tend to lose money. Like I did some years ago. I overpaid for one stock. I bought it at 7 naira, and today it's less than 1 naira. So,
but these things happen. Hey, you just
it does happen. It does happen. Yeah. No matter how much of a pro you are, it does happen.
It happen. Now, a quick one, because we're running out of time. Last question, and this is interesting. It's also about stocks, or a particular company stock. It says, I'm very interested in the Airbnb IPO, but I'm in conflict as to whether the best time to buy a stock is when a company gets listed. That's a very interesting question. What do you think about that?
Well, sometimes yes. There are some people who their rule is never to buy a stock when it IPOs.
Because it might be valued a bit more than it actually is.
Exactly. Because a lot of people because of the demand for it and things like that. But then the reason why people rush into a stock ahead of an IPO as well is because they believe that it will go up. So because they know that demand will surge, so a lot of people now go in to buy that stock. So usually that's how IPO pans out, and then you sell above the IPO. I still remember when Facebook came out first. I think it IPO'd at about 18 naira or something, like $18 or so, and then
imagine what it's like now.
Then it fell. It did fall after the IPO. But I mean, since then, Facebook has been growing. So that's why some people like to buy before the IPO. But you see, it really doesn't matter it depends on what you want to use the stock for. So are you buying it long term or are you buying it short term? So if you're buying it short term, then you really shouldn't be bothered about the
obviously the long-term growth and
the long-term growth and things like that. So but if you're buying it long term, then I mean you should, because remember I told you how cheap Facebook was, but today Facebook is almost $300, right? So if you bought at the IPO price then or not, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Whether it is whether you bought in an IPO or not, right? So it was about $31. $38 actually when you IPO. Then but now struggled. In fact, it fell to as low as 20 something. At some point. In fact, it fell to as low as $19 in 2012. And then today it's $271. Right.
Yeah. So all those people that bought at that lowering time, they're enjoying the profits now.
Yeah,
so
billionaires.
like Airbnb, because I mean you can see the projection for that. They've done really well, and it doesn't seem like there's anything holding them back. So would this be one of those companies that you think might be projected to grow with time? Because we know these companies that have to do with either like ride-hailing companies, they're having issues in different parts of the world with how they run and their relationship with governments. But Airbnb doesn't seem to have that. So is that one of those shares that you think, okay, now that they're listing, it's a company that with time will grow, so let me jump on this right now? Yeah, the sports guys are
here. I think so. And that's because there are companies that are tech stocks, and tech stocks are very popular. So I would expect them to grow. I will.
All right. As you can see from the activity behind me, the sports guys are here and they're urging us to get the hell out. So we do have to.
Yeah, I know. That's what they always do.
I know. Okay, see, don't enjoy yourself. Right. So final message to the people, Ugodre.
All right. Thank you to the panelists. You want to give us a roll call?
Yes.
We have, oh my God, we got 17 people online today. We have Adebayo, Akintobi, August, Baba Emmanuel, Basil, Caleb, Chooks, Daniel, you, Daniel as well, another Daniel, Ganiu, Jude, Okemute, Onome. Oh, Onome, my man, is always online. Peter, Sayo, Tomiwa, and Tony. Thank you guys all for being on this show. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next Wednesday, and Loretta is going to be back. She's she's going to be back.
Feeling a bit under the weather.
Next week, Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Ugodre. Thank you for enlightening us as usual. Thank you for giving us the inside knowledge on finances. Of course, we'll see you again next week. Have a lovely day, okay? Cheers. And thank you for listening to Everyday Money Matters. Of course.